Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. Coming up on today's show, the Ben Stokes saga continues as the all-rounder makes his plea in court. What's next for Southampton as relegation pressures grow ever stronger? Solent Kestrels soaring into the Bucks semi-finals this week and using the power of football to raise money for cancer research. Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. It's been a busy day so far in the world of cricket. Firstly, this morning saw further developments in the Ben Stokes case as the 26-year-old has pleaded not guilty to a fray. The charges relate to an incident outside a Bristol nightclub in the early hours of September 25th. The all-rounder is currently on international duty and the trial is set for August 6th, which will mean Stokes will miss the Lord's Test against India in the summer. And in the last half hour, it was announced that chief selector for the England national team will step down at the end of the month. James Whittaker has been a part of the selection team for over a decade, but will now leave the role as a part of the latest revamp in the Three Lions squad. In football, Southampton boss Maurizio Pellegrino faces an uphill battle to keep his job. The Saints were beaten 3-0 on Saturday by relegation rivals Newcastle, meaning they'll fall into the drop zone should they beat Stoke. And after the game, Pellegrino was asked about his future at the club, to which he responded, "I'm the Southampton manager for now." And we can cross over to Matt Clues now, who is outside of St Mary's. Hi Matt, what's the feeling like in Southampton after their recent defeat?
These Mondays seem all too familiar for Saints fans. After yet another defeat on a Premier League weekend, this time 3-0 at Newcastle. Questions are continuing to be asked of the team, and more importantly, manager Maurizio Pellegrino, after only just one win since the November victory here against Everton.
I struggle to see how the manager can stay, to be honest. I don't think he's been doing a particularly good job and doesn't seem to have a plan B. So I struggle to see where he can really go from here.
If they go down, they will lose some of their best players, and it's whether they can rebuild from that.
We're in trouble, to be honest with you. With West Ham, there's about 5 or 6 teams down there at the moment who are flirting with relegation, and if what
Saints do have a break from league action this weekend as they face Wigan in the FA Cup. But games can't get much bigger than the week after the international break as they play West Ham at the Olympic Stadium. 5 games to survive. Back to us in the studio.
Thank you, Matt. Now for a look at the rest of the weekend's results, we can cross over to Pete Baldry, who is in our score centre. Hello, Pete.
Thank you, Ashley. Now, in the Premier League, despite getting off to a good start, Bournemouth ended up losing 4-1 to a rampant Tottenham Hotspur. Junior Stanislas gave the home side the perfect start as he opened the scoring, but Dele Alli made the score level 10 minutes before half-time. The second half belonged to Spurs as 2 goals from Heung-min Son and a late strike from Serge Aurier earned Mauricio Pochettino's side the 3 points. Despite the result, it was not a perfect evening for Spurs as their talismanic striker Harry Kane was forced off in the first half with an ankle injury. The full extent of the injury is still unknown. And in League One, it was a disappointing day for Portsmouth as they lost 3-1 at home to Gillingham. Pompey got off to a bright start as Jamal Lowe put Kenny Jackett's side in front on 19 minutes. The home side controlled the first half, but fell apart in the second 45. A goal right after half-time from Connor Wilkinson and 2 strikes from Lee Martin earned Gills their first ever win at Fratton Park. So that is all from me here at the Solent Sport News Score Centre. Back to you, Ashley.
The Greek Super League has been suspended indefinitely after a fixture between PAOK and AEK Athens yesterday evening had to be abandoned in a very strange turn of events. After home side PAOK Salonika had a late goal ruled for offside, their president Ivan Savidis made his way onto the pitch with a gun. The firearm was in a holster behind Savidis' back, leading AEK players to leave the pitch and not return. Golf now, and 4 back surgeries and a spinal fusion put the future of Tiger Woods' career in doubt. However, the 42-year-old just come up short of his 80th PGA Tour title. The 14-time major winner finished second to England's Paul Casey. And despite missing out on the victory, he said he was pleased with his performance.
Yeah, I felt very comfortable. Very comfortable. As I told you guys yesterday, I've been here before a few times. I had a chance today. I really did. And the golf course, the way as difficult it was playing today, I thought it was going to take a little lower score, but as the front nine evolved, no one was doing much.
Rugby action now, and early St Patrick's celebrations for the Irish as England's defeat in Paris has sealed their Six Nations victory. Ireland put themselves within touching distance after their 28-8 victory against Scotland in Dublin. However, England's 22-16 defeat to France secured the title, with the two sides meeting at Twickenham on Saturday. Moving over to our local university sport, and the Solent Kestrels will have to soar once more as they prepare for their upcoming semi-finals match. The men's basketball team will host Team Northumbria on Wednesday in a bid for a place in the final after they flew past Manchester Met in the last round. And finally, when two Southampton students found out that their friend had been diagnosed with cancer, they decided to step up their game and do something about it. And their efforts saw the duo raise thousands of pounds in support of cancer research. Linus Harrington reports.
We all have goals in life. Try and do the best we can for ourselves and for others. But for two students in Southampton, when their friend needed help, they decided to step up their game. They set up an 8-hour charity match, all with the aim of supporting their mate.
So our friend's recently been diagnosed with testicular cancer, and obviously as my housemate last year and Jake's housemate this year, so we decided to run a charity football match to sort of like boost his spirits, raise a bit of money and raise a bit of an awareness just for cancer research in general.
Cancer is one of the largest diseases in the world, with regards to number of diagnosed cases each year. Despite this, it's often viewed as an issue faced by the older generation. So when Jim and Jake's friend was diagnosed over the Christmas period, it caught everyone by surprise.
I think it kind of comes as a bit of a shock to us all, someone so young getting cancer. Like, when we think of it, we think it's, you know, something that you might worry about when you're 60 or 70. So I think it was like we want to kind of spread awareness for like everyone. All of ours have been saying that we've been checking ourselves recently. So we want to show everyone, you know, at uni that it can affect you, and if we can help in order, like if we can let people know to check themselves, then I think that's what like really kind of drove us as well.
The day was all themed around the sport of football, with events such as the Keep You Up Challenge and Hit the Crossbar being as much a part of the day as the main match itself. And every detail of the occasion was designed in honour of their friend.
Well, our mate is just a massive football fan, massive Arsenal fan, and his favourite numbers are 7 and 14, which is what we've got printed on the back.
So we've thought red and yellow as well. So
so we've thought that they're basic purely because he's a great football fan and we're all into football, and we know it's something that a lot of people get involved in.
It's easy to get people behind a game of football, isn't it? It's just people are going to come
we
down
wanted like more of a challenge, like not taking anything away from charity like tournaments, but like they're probably easier to do. Having a non-going 8-hour football match, we kind of saw as a challenge ourselves, and we thought that people really get behind it and donate.
Jim and Jake have been overwhelmed by the level of support for their cause, with over 100 people turning up throughout the day to take part in the game. Their efforts have seen the duo raise nearly £3,000, but neither of them consider the money to be the most important part.
It's more for like supporting him, making sure that he knows that people are behind.
It's like nice messages, I guess. He said that like means quite a bit to him. So people have been donating who just sort of like knew him once or twice and sort of just gave a £5 here and there sort of thing. So yeah.
What started out as supporting a friend has grown into something much bigger, and Jim and Jake want to spread awareness amongst young adults about the real risks of cancer.
Yeah, so it is a case of it always just happens to a friend or happens to someone you know of. It never happens to someone you know, and it does happen, it does affect. I think it's the highest rate of cancer for people under 25 is testicular cancer. And it's just, it does happen sort of thing. It's not just this far away thing, it does occur quite regularly. So,
after months of fundraising and a huge level of support for the cause, these two men have moved one step closer to achieving their goal. Linus Harrington, Solent Sports News.
Yeah, and best of luck to them. And well, that's all we have time for. And be sure to follow us on all of our news channels at Solent Sports News on Twitter and Facebook. Goodbye for now.